it's your girl Kat, and I'm back with another video. And this one is going to be on Chin Chui Ping, aka Sister Ping. But honey, with the things that I was reading about Sister Ping, I like to think she could also be called Notorious P. You hear me? But now, guys, on a serious note, let's get into it. Sister Ping was a Chinese woman who ran a human smuggling operation, bringing people from China into the United States from 1984 to the year 2000. She was born January 9th in 1949 in Fujian, China. Operating from Chinatown, Manhattan, Ping oversaw a snakehead smuggling ring which brought as many as 3,000 Chinese into the United States, earning her more than $40 million. The United States Department of Justice called Ping one of the first and ultimately most successful alien smugglers of all time. Although born and raised in Fujian province, Ping moved to Hong Kong in 1974 and then to New York City in 1981. She was arrested in Hong Kong in 2000 and extradited to the United States in 2003. In 2006, she was sentenced to 35 years in federal prison and remained there until her death. All right, guys, so now we're about to get into the body of the story where we're going to discuss how she smuggled those Chinese to the United States. Growing up, Ping attended the village elementary school and also worked on the family farm, helping raise pigs and rabbits, chopping wood, and tending to the vegetable garden. When she was 12, she survived the capsizing of a rowboat in which she had been traveling to another village to cut wood for. She recalled the incident that happened, how she survived, basically stating that the people who were rowing the boat, when the boat flipped over, they survived versus the ones who were being lazy and sat back while the others were rowing, they ended up dead. She states this taught her a lesson to always work hard. She became a leader of the Red Guard in her village. When she was 15, her father left the family and traveled to the United States as a merchant marine crewman. He stayed in the U.S. for 13 years, working as a dishwasher and sending money home to the family every few months. Eventually, he was apprehended by the U.S. immigration authorities and deported back to China in 1977. When he returned to China, Ping's father entered into the people smuggling business. Sister Ping married Chung Yik, a man from a neighboring village, in 1969. They had a daughter, Chung Hui, in 1973. Ping later had 3 sons. The family moved to Hong Kong in 1974, where Ping became a successful businesswoman and opened a factory in Shenzhen, China. In June 1981, with the help of an elderly couple, Ping successfully applied to be a nanny in New York. The family passed through Canada, and on the 17th of November 1981, they settled in Chinatown, Manhattan. They opened a shop, the Takshan Variety Store, which catered to homesick Fujianese immigrants. During her time in New York, Ping lived at 14 Monroe Street, Knickerbocker Village, a modest lower middle class development. Ping began her smuggling career in the early 1980s as a one-woman operation, smuggling handfuls of fellow villagers from China into the United States, a few at a time, by a commercial airline using forged identification documents. She charged $35,000 or more to transport interested immigrants into the United States. Honey, she was not playing no games. $35,000, that's a good whop to dish out there. But I guess, for what it's worth, and to get into the United States and leave what they were probably going through in China, yeah, I can imagine. All right, guys, so back to it. In the spring of 1989, Evidence against Sister Ping was gathered in a sting by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police at Toronto International Airport. Several months later, Ping was arrested and pleaded guilty to illegal human smuggling. She was sentenced to 6 months in prison in Butler County, Pennsylvania. As she spoke little English, she was isolated from other prisoners and readily agreed to provide a Chinese-speaking FBI agent with information on Chinatown's underworld. She received a reduced sentence and served only 4 months. Business picked up after the Square protest of 1989 when the U.S. government offered Chinese students present in the United States at the time the opportunity to stay. Thousands flooded into the country from abroad using false papers to establish a claim to residency under the new rule. On June 6, 1993, the Golden Venture ship ran aground in Queens, New York, with 286 illegal immigrants on board. One of the criminal leaders, Guo Long-chi, claimed Ping as an investor. However, there are doubts about Chi's claim because he wanted to blame another person to reduce his federal sentence on other crimes that he had committed over the years. In December 1994, an indictment was brought before a Manhattan federal court stating that Ping had smuggled around 3,000 Fujianese to the United States since 1984 with the help of the American Chinese gang. Sometimes hundreds of people were smuggled in at a time via cargo ship and imprisoned below deck for months at a time with little food and water. In 1998, one of these smaller boats Sister Ping used for offloading customers from a larger vessel capsized off the coast of Guatemala, drowning 14. Sister Ping hired scores of people in several different countries to move her human cargo for her. They would often hold them hostage until their smuggling fees were paid and collect those fees from them. Sometimes her customers were lucky and arrived safely in the United States where they paid the exorbitant fees Sister Ping charged and were released. To ensure her customers paid their smuggling fees, Sister Ping hired armed thugs from Fuqing, China's most vicious and feared gang, to transport and guard her customers in the United States. The presence of these gang members guaranteed that Sister Ping got paid the $25,000 to $45,000 she demanded for the trip. Ping also ran a money transmitting business out of her Chinatown variety store. These individuals who conducted Chinese illegal human smuggling operations were also known as Snakeheads. Almost all of the immigrants who Sister Ping harbored came from Fujian province. She was renowned as the most notorious snakehead, operating the largest and most sophisticated operation of its kind, which became international in scale. The U.S. Department of Justice declared her at sentencing that Sister Ping is one of the first and ultimately most successful human smugglers of all time. In 1994, Sister Ping was invited to Beijing, China, along with other overseas notables of Fujianese descent to celebrate an anniversary celebration of the Communist Party. She was arrested when she arrived, but according to police and friends, she paid bribes to escape custody. Later in December 1994, Ping learned of the U.S. indictment and she fled, returning to China, where she continued her business. The FBI and INS spent the following 5 years attempting to apprehend her, but she was believed to reside mainly in China, which does not have an extradition treaty with the United States. Finally, on April 17, 2000, Interpol searched passenger lists for flights from Hong Kong to New York. They found her son's name. More than 40 agents from the Hong Kong Narcotics Bureau waited at the airport and apprehended her around noon, where she was fingerprinted and arrested. At the time, Ping was carrying 3 passports, including a fake Belize one with her photo, but in the name, it was Lily Zing. She tried to fight for extradition but was eventually sent back to New York in July 2003 and held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. In June of 2005, she was convicted on 3 separate charges. One was human smuggling, hostage taking, and money laundering and trafficking in ransom proceeds, and sentenced to 35 years in prison. Sister Pink served part of her sentence in federal prison in Danbury, Connecticut. In 2013, it was announced that Danbury would be reverted to male-only facility. In that same year, Pink was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and transferred to the Federal Medical Center of Hartsville, Texas, to receive a cancer treatment. Pink's health eventually deteriorated in prison with high cholesterol and blood lipids. She lost 17 pounds in the last 2 years of her life. At age 65, Pink died quietly at noon on April 24th, 2013. Okay, guys, so what do you think about Sister Pink? Because your girl was a little ruthless. She was about that paper, but she didn't care how she got it. Now, I don't agree with human trafficking, but it's something about that being a multi-billion-dollar business right about now. So it's a lot of people that's into that type of business. I don't agree with it though. Somehow it's being done. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please give your honest opinions. It's okay. We all have opinions, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my videos. And, just help your girl out and get up there, okay? You guys have a wonderful day. Stay blessed.